The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised. As often happens, it was love that led to our imprisonment. And for our love, we were consigned to an empty void, barren of anything except our failures, until the end of time. Or so we thought. Now our prison is failing, and we are emerging into a world that has forgotten our sacrifice. But we can never forget. And so, with the morning star spotted in the skies above Los Angeles, we have come. Did we endure millennia of damnation for a world that has become so sterile, so heartless? Or will we remember we were once angels? We created this world, and perhaps, we can make it and us whole again. And good evening, everyone. Welcome to McStabber Studios' Demon, The Road to Hell. I am your storyteller for tonight, Shanky McStabber.
And I am Mama McStabber, and I'm playing Arazeth the Scourge, who possessed Virginia Waugh.
Hi, I'm Maddox, and I will be playing Carsador the Malefactor, who possessed Clark... Oh, wait a second. I am playing Carsador the Malefactor, who possessed Philip Snyder, formerly Clark Miller.
Hi, I'm Mischievous Dread, and I'm possessing Nibas the Fiend. Blah, 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 blah. I'm sick, can you tell? Hi, I'm Mischievous Red, and I'm playing Nibas the Fiend, who possessed Alice Elizabeth.
Hello, I'm House. I play Bazazel the Defiler, who's possessed August North.
Hi, everybody. I'm the Ravnos Archon, and I get to play Tyranthrazel the Devourer, who possessed Matthew Greaves.
Hello, everybody. I am Cozy Core, or Unconscious Celestial, and I am playing Juliriel the Slayer, who possessed Michelle Myers-Porter.
Well, what happened last week when we were last with this choir? Oh, shit. Carsador got ambushed. But as you can see, he didn't survive said ambush. Thankfully, he had another thrall nearby to provide him with a body. But during the same thing, after the battle was over, after consuming the essence of the ambushers, Virginia had learned that they actually came from not just the Lord of Murder, but Ravana, who is in charge of the Lion Ministry of the Blood Court itself. And then, of course, they met Chinzerig, who, I don't know, I think everyone was saying that the Minister of Eagles was a bit sus, that he happened to be in the area. I'm sure it's all fine.
I mean, he's a fiend, so of course he's sus.
Or Nabasa. Wait, what? But
it's always from your friends.
Friends like that?
No, it's just the timing is uncanny.
Friends like that? Who needs enemas? So as we open up tonight, we're flashing to a nightclub where Virginia has decided she needs to go speak with Molly. And of course, as always, you come into the nightclub, you're instantly let in without having to wait through the lines of people that normally have to wait for this place. You still don't know how the doorman knows who to instantly let in and who not, but he does.
Well, it's not like she hasn't been here before.
Yeah, but even different doormen, different bouncers at the door seem to automatically allow
It's demon
the demons
shit.
in.
It's whatever.
Yeah, demon shit, whatever. But you find Molly leaned back in her booth on the 4th floor, as always. Virginia.
Molly,
Good to see you.
good to see you too. She sits down.
Business. I like it.
Business. Yeah. You know, nightclubs aren't generally my type of hangout.
This is the night for
House to
August?
have net issues.
Yeah, he has net issues apparently. I will fix this. Give me 1 second to fix this layout. It only take me a second. There we go. And I can fix it back when he comes back.
Okay.
So what brings you?
Just a couple questions that I'm pretty sure if you don't know answers to, you can find them.
Probably.
Do you know who might have facilitated the attempted hit on my dear friend Alice?
Yes.
Care to share?
What do you offer in return?
Well, see, I'm trying to corroborate to see if perhaps the same individual also ordered a hit on my friend Clark. That was successful.
I'll tell you who organized the hit, and you tell me if it is the same individual.
All right.
That hit against your friend Alice was set up by the Lord of Murder.
Okay. Then yes. But I believe the Lord of Murder has some allies. Like a certain fell knight.
And which fell knight would that be?
She takes out a slip of paper from her purse and hands it to her. It has the name Ravana written on it.
Oh. You mean our Minister of Lions? Well, one of the Ministers of Lions.
Mm-hmm.
And what would you like to know about that?
Anything you can get.
Oh, I can give you information.
What do you want for it?
I see, the beauty is, what do you offer?
Well, I can offer a variety of things.
See, I don't know everything that goes on with you all. I don't know what you have that would be of value.
I'm a scourge, dear. I can offer many different things.
Now you tell me, though. I prefer to see general subjects you can offer. Can you tell me who did the hit?
Oh, absolutely. And she gives both of their identities.
That's useful for some info.
They no longer exist.
Now, That's useful info because that allows me to tie other individuals together, I guess you could say. So, you wish to know about the Minister of Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with some basics. Take an abused girl. Then take a slayer that during the war was a loner, which meant there was nobody there to give her that little nudge that she may be going too far or have stepped into insanity with her murderous rage. Combine the two in one body. We start with that.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what most people don't know about little Miss Fell Knight is towards the end of the war, she realized she had a taste. A taste for celestial essence, you might say. And now put her here in the city.
Mm-hmm.
A number of our kind disappeared during Devil's Night.
Did they?
Completely and utterly. Not returned to the abyss, just gone.
Mm-hmm.
Now, was it her? Does it really matter?
Well, I can't say for sure that her minions wouldn't have done that to our dear friend Clark had we not arrived when we did, before they had an opportunity to. So it's possible she's been training her people to do it.
I will share a bit of additional information. But in return, I wish something of you.
Erzeth just looks at her deadpan.
When next you speak to the Morning Star, tell him he needs to pay me a visit.
I'll tell him, but he makes his own decisions.
He does. But try to be persuasive.
That's not really my strong suit. I'm more of a beat you upside the head type.
Well, then try that, my dear. Try that.
I mean, I leave it to you to charm folks, dear. But...
And in return for that, I will tell you the Blood Court's Minister of Lions has also been spending a bit of time with the Infernal Court's Minister of Lions.
Have they now?
Yes, they have.
Why am I not surprised in the slightest?
Well,
I mean, I dare say I wouldn't put it past certain individuals for inciting the creation of the Blood Court. I wouldn't put it past individuals for working both sides, because I know they're already doing it.
well, in this particular case, it is odd because both courts have instituted raids coming from the Ministry of Lions against the other.
Mm-hmm.
But it's funny how the targets are always ones that are problematic to one group or the other.
Mm-hmm.
As if they're not random selections of more of a strategic kind of a elimination.
Like scratch one back and they'll scratch the other.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Quid pro quo.
Or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I would just like to know pertinent details if the price is right. Because I have a fell knight to hunt.
That's the problem with this particular individual. the body she has inhabited was transient up until she arrived at LA.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck finding her easily.
Mm,
Not saying it's impossible. We have means and we have ways.
of course.
But unfortunately, I'm not going to lead you directly to her. That would be too much my hand in the violence and could upset
I wouldn't
my position.
dare ask it. I'll find her. I have my ways.
Well, good hunting, Virginia.
Thank you. And I will pass your message to the Morning Star.
Good. Him and I have some catching up to do.
Enjoy your evening, Molly.
Enjoy yours, Virginia.
And she'll get up and head out because nightclubs are not her jam.
Oh, come on now. Why not? And now we're going to flash over to Tyrem Threzel. You wanted to go speak with Asher, which is Officer Jeffrey Black, correct?
Yep, Sheriff Black.
Yep, because you'd said you were going to come over to see him about business.
Yep.
And when you arrive at his house, I mean, it's not a big place. It's well kept, though. His yard's nice and immaculately taken care of. Of course, he's a devourer, so you would guess he doesn't have problems with things like weeds growing where they shouldn't. You'd imagine he probably doesn't even have to trim the trees. They trim and grow the way he wishes. But he's sitting in a chair on his porch, drinking a beer as you come up. How you doing, Matthew?
Sheriff, I wanted to pick your brain about a couple of things, if that's all right. I don't know if you've put your ear to the ground or if she's told you anything, but the group that they've asked me to kind of watch over and help out has been attacked twice already. And we lost one earlier today. Just
Did he get sent
literally-
back?
No, he's back. He's
Well, that's good.
in a new body.
See, you've been ambushed twice already.
Twice.
You know, I try to blame it on new people in the city, but I'll be fair. There's new of our kind all the time here in the city. After the Morning Star showed up, kind of became a mecca to all the fallen running around the place.
I'd be in the same boat as you if it wasn't for how conveniently see if I can find him. The Minister of who is it? Eagles? Yeah. The Minister of Eagles showed up on the scene. Convenient.
I mean, his job is to know what's going on in the city.
This was above and beyond his job. And the two that almost devoured Clark, but ended up killing him anyway, were members that were sent by a Fell Knight.
I vaguely recall one came to the city a little bit before the Morning Star's appearance. It's odd because many expected the current tyrant to the Baroness to abdicate to the Fell Knight, but she did not, and the Fell Knight didn't seem to care. It was struck many of us as odd.
A little bit. I just wanted to get your take on it.
Y'all pissed somebody off. Could it be old grudges from time in the abyss back in the war?
If it was any two other people in the group, I might have gone down that road, but it's the two cryptics.
Yeah, but what house are they?
I don't know. I don't ask those kind of personal questions.
I mean, it could be faction related. It could also be something about their house and their powers. Most cryptics are malefactors and fiends. One peeks at the future and what's going to happen, and the other can get you places that some people may not want you to go. Either one would make you a pretty good target, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, one of them matches your first description, but I've never seen the other one do anything remotely in line with the latter.
While it could be faction related, I'll be fair. Cryptics don't seem to get into a lot of trouble. Most of the groups ignore them half the time because they're so busy pursuing their own personal little things that they don't get involved in what everybody else is up to.
That's why this doesn't feel right.
Been targeted for some reason.
I wanted to know if you heard anything, if you can keep your ear to the ground, if you can find out.
For hits like that, planned hits, planned attacks, go back to the basis of investigation. You got to look for motive and opportunity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's random events, and that happens all the time. But even in this city where violence happens quite often, it's odd that our kind were singled out by attacks of others of our kind. So the motive is the big one. Look at what your friends have been looking into, what they've been doing, what kind of questions they've been asking. That might lead you down the right road. Look at who they've interacted with. Grudges last a long time.
Everyone that they interacted with was at the barbecue.
Oh, I'm sure that's not everyone they interact with. You been followed lately? They been followed lately?
I could ask.
That's the kind of thing you got to look at.
I appreciate your time, Sheriff.
I mean, look, I'm just a beat cop, man. I don't do a lot of the investigations. I mean, I'll help out where I can. But you got to go back to your basics. You got to, look for stuff that looks out of the ordinary leading up before the attack. Something brought them to their attention. And either the individual set a pattern that makes them easy to predict where they'll be for an attack, or they've used other kinds of powers to know where they'll be, which would tell you quite a bit as well.
Is the rest of the group going to be okay, or should...
Come on now, you should know better than that. Don't travel alone. No. Always move in a group.
I told them.
I mean, I wish I had better advice.
They had a metallic being and one that looked like a Grim Reaper.
So a Slayer and a Malefactor.
Yeah. And they fought him at the old zoo.
Well, that's what we were all feeling.
I think we all took our big boy forms.
Well, not just that. I mean, we could feel that too, but there was a lot of usage of lures. It's just a dull throb. Well, I'll let you know something. You feel that from the old zoo from time to time anyway.
Is that like a unspoken hunting ground?
Not that I know of. But every once in a while, I mean, look, in this city, you feel stuff all over the place. Let's be fair. There's enough of us around here that you never know where you're going to be when you start feeling creation being invoked. But you hear it on various nights over at the old zoo.
You just told me to look at the pattern, and
yeah,
there's a pattern at the zoo.
Yeah, pattern, if you want to know pattern-wise, full moon, new moons. Always something happening there, full moon and a new moon. Now, I'm going to be fair. I'm not going to investigate that. It's not my fucking circus, not my fucking monkeys.
I get it.
Plus, I don't want to play their politics games anyway, so whatever's going on with there, as long as they're staying out of my neighborhood, they can have that old zoo.
I appreciate the information, Sheriff. I think I've got a good beat on what to do next.
I'm glad I could help. And don't forget, man, you got a place back on the force when you're ready. I know you still need some time to sort everything out, but
yeah,
you still got a lot of friends over there too.
I bit off a man's arms tonight, so there's adjusting to do.
Took your celestial form, didn't you?
Yeah. First time since. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. I took mine the night I got this body. It felt odd. After being in the abyss so long, felt weird.
Yeah.
But hey, don't lose sight of the human side, right?
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to balance out.
We were always the warriors and the defenders of the wild. Sometimes that means we got to cull some of the herd. It is what it is. I don't like it. It should be done selectively. But it's got to happen sometimes. And if it comes down to your life or theirs, you know, what do they say? If they don't bring nothing, they won't get nothing. They want to start a fight with our house. They deserve what they're going to get.
Yes, sir.
Now, I'm going to get inside before Mary gets all upset at me.
Yeah. Let me not keep you. Thank you.
Yep. And he stands up, takes the beer that he had it with him, but he hadn't been drinking it the whole time.
Yeah.
And he goes to go in the door and he turns back. Just be careful.
I'll try.
Eyes on the swivel, man. Eyes on the swivel. And he goes inside the house and closes the door.
As I walk into my car, I demon cell phone everybody except August, because I think he's still with Lucifer having a good time in the French Riviera. And I pass on the information about the new moon, old moon, full moon, and the old zoo, and how nobody gives a shit about all the lore use that happens there.
Arizeth hears it, but she doesn't respond because right now she's talking with Molly.
So, when do you all plan to gather again? That night? The next day?
Probably the next day, because poor Carsador needs a moment to kind of breathe
Sort
in his new
out.
body.
Yeah. He's seeing colors.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Color. Also, Arizeth would notice that there's already shifts in certain spots. Like, he's a lot more personable.
Okay.
Like, he's been cracking jokes and smiling.
Oh.
And he even apparently had just enough wherewithal to make some hot dogs for dinner for one of the nights that he was first there.
Awesome.
Now,
Just to sort of get your kids used to what he does and all that
Mhm.
stuff.
for Nabas, you attempted to get to the zoo to help Carsador, but because you were with Aramel, it made it kind of difficult to reach it in time.
I imagine, no offense, Carsador, but being a cryptic and all, she tried to get there.
But with the dawn of the new day, we're going to flash over to August. Lucifer today is in a short, slightly overweight woman's body. Black hair, blue eyes, but this is his latest body he's in.
Is this body out of necessity, or did he just choose to inhabit this body?
You haven't seen him choose to inhabit a body yet. This was after, let's see. I think this one would be after the window washer incident.
Okay.
Bazazel, it's time to go back.
First, I thought August had bad luck when it comes to freak accidents. You're making August luck look like good luck, all things considered.
Nothing I can do about it. Does seem bad luck, but it's definitely luck as far as I can tell.
I mean, at some point, it has to be more than a coincidence, wouldn't you say? Especially the timing of it all.
Karma. The universe maybe trying to balance a few things out.
You believe in karma?
Not really.
Didn't think so.
Divine retribution probably is a better thought on the subject. But
that's assuming there's someone there to exact retribution.
Doesn't have to be someone out there to do it. Just has to have been something laid just as a contingency. Powers of creation used to be a lot stronger than they are now. But
so why did you show me all this? All this awfulness.
I wanted you to see things as I've seen them. You've been isolated, limited exposure. You haven't seen the depravity that I've been going through. You needed to see it from my perspective.
And has that all it's been your perspective? No thought to intervene, to try and help where you can, just being an observer from a distance?
How do you think I found out what they were doing? How do you think I know the monsters?
I'm not talking about our kind. I'm talking about humanity.
I spent 400 years observing humanity, not using my powers at all.
And that's what I'm asking. Why? You could have helped
Every time I've leaned my hand towards humanity, it has gone wrong. The archdukes are freed because of me. There are 664 earthbound left on this planet because of me.
And would you call your passive observance going right now?
No, but with each monster I've killed and utterly destroyed back to nothingness, that's one less creature that's going to do harm to mortals. That is my intervention. That is why I argue for destroying all of them. For every group like yours, there's a multitude who are not like you.
And this, it feels like you're dealing with the symptoms rather than the root cause. Then, if that's the case,
The root cause is you were imprisoned in an abyss where you fed on the evil nature of us all.
I think the root cause is us thinking that we deserve dominion over humanity rather than accepting our new reality. That's what I saw when I was with you. There's a way we can live harmoniously, that we can help use our abilities to push humanity forward without them being dragged along.
You've seen what these creatures are capable of and what they're doing. How can you allow that to exist? And yeah, you all are good now. You're holding up. Will you be forever? I've seen some who've come out relatively sane for our kind.
I think it's the lack of trying that's an issue.
You ask me to take that chance when I have seen, and now you have seen, what they're doing. Not just in my name, but for a war and for pain and anger. And all of it is wrong. It goes against everything we were designed to be.
Yeah. You're right. But I've also seen us do good. I've seen us heal the sick. I've seen us tend to families. I've seen us make beautiful things. It's naive, if not arrogant, to think that what those violent, malicious some are doing represents the whole. But because they're acting in a way because that's how it's always been. These factions, these houses, these ingrained senses of power are what we've known. I'm not arrogant. I'm not naive enough to think that there's an easy way to do this, or even if it's possible. I could be completely wrong, but to say there's not a path where we can live in lockstep with humanity, I think not trying would be the biggest crime.
For every one of our kind that heals, for every one of our kind that helps, for every one of our kind that is altruistic, I have seen 10 who are not. So sure, we can go with your route. That still is a lot of culling that is necessary. Whereas our friend would say, a lot of souls to reap. If he would only do his damn job.
I by no means am big enough or important enough to think I have an answer, but I don't know. There's something inside me that thinks it's possible.
We were the masters of creation. Anything is possible. But as a fiend will tell you, probability is the problem, not possibility.
So now what do you want me to do?
Now, what you're going to do is your decision. I want no part of that. I showed you so you could understand, so that perhaps you could explain to your friends. But what you do, that's on you. Free will. You don't need me giving you direction.
I wasn't asking for a command. I was asking what you wanted me to do, what you hoped I'd glean from this, and how you'd like me to see me move forward. Whether I go with it or not, like you said, is my choice.
Well, as I've said, whether I kill all of our kind or not depends on how your little choir acts. If your choir becomes corrupted, any will, and I will destroy all of you. All of my brethren. It may take time. There will be well over 1 million that comes out. But in case you haven't noticed, time is one of the few things I have. I hope some of our kind can be redeemed.
How much time do we have to stave off this culling?
The end of days says, during the days of fire, we will either be sent back to the abyss, destroyed, or find another. If you take the meaning of it, as I do, another creator. I guess we have until then, don't we? Those are the choices of the prophecy, isn't it? Unless you like the other paths where we rule over humanity and they go back to sleep, to what they were before we rebelled in the first place. That would truly undo everything we rebelled for.
And what of your daughter? Will she be part of this culling? Are you okay seeing her be wrapped up in this?
If she turns into what the previous attempts at human and divine combined turned into, I will destroy her as well. My hope is that she does not. But if she does, I will use the spear of fire on her as well. Because I must. She is... It's going to sound callous to say it this way. She is a contingency plan for the universe. But come.
August was never lucky enough to have a child despite wanting one. But thank you for informing how I wouldn't be a father.
You know, history has said I have daddy issues for eons. Even when I corrected him and said, is it really daddy issues or is it mommy issues?
Well, there's a mother in our coterie if you need one. Or in our choir, sorry, coterie, I'm vampire. He'll take care of you real good.
The mother may have changed, but I will not subject myself to her ministrations. She has legitimate grudges against me.
If she can change, anyone can change. But you're just going to stay being passive. Look from afar and just let whatever happens, happens.
No, I'm going to continue my own mission. I'm going to cull the evil from this world. Our evil. Unless somehow events fall in a way that convinces me I must return.
I'm glad she knows love. No thanks to you, but
You see what happens to me. Would you imagine what would be her chances of surviving if she was near me? You were kept safe solely by me constantly twisting fate. Otherwise, you would have been caught in the same deaths that I would. And eventually, I won't be able to stop everything that happens. That's why you must go back to your friends. She can't be around me. Mine is definitely a path of retribution and pain. Let's not expose her to that.
Knowing you, I feel like it doesn't necessarily take being there to be there, but not being there at all. Real asshole move.
And yet I've been so successful in everything else that I've put my mind to. And he gets a smirk on his face. Sometimes you have to accept reality.
My reality's changed at least 3 really good times. Accepting reality is overrated.
If you walked this world for millennia like I have, I think you'd have a different point of view.
I have the point of view that I've been given with my experience. Taking yours feels superfluous. I'll take what's in front of me.
We both have a path to walk. You walk yours, and I'll walk mine.
That's how it's got to be.
Yes, it is.
I mean, I know I'm not changing your mind. Like I've established that fact before I left with you that I'm not changing your mind, but You've given me some very, very good perspective.
Haven't you read the scriptures that I helped write? I am the embodiment of stubbornness, am I not?
You don't have to be.
Perhaps. Who knows? And he gestures to a door, which is actually the door out of the private dining area you two were sitting at.
You're not sending me to Ohio, are you?
What kind of monster would I be if I did that? No, I'm sending you back to your friends.
For what it's worth, I did learn something, so thank you.
Well, I'm glad. And it was enjoyable to have some company, at least for a short time.
Doing things with people is much preferable to doing them alone.
Most of the time.
There's always exceptions, but I think the rule stands.
We'll see. And as you turn to leave the door, you step out of that door and enter into a hotel bar. And you can see your friends, the rest of your choir, are sitting around a table in the back corner. Drinking drinks.
Is there a door still there?
Yeah, he stepped through the door coming.
Is Lucifer behind the door?
No.
Good to see you. God damn it, Lucifer.
Welcome back.
The mother is displeased. I'm not shocked. What have I done now, Mom?
Nothing. It's just I needed to give a message to you and you didn't bother to make an appearance. So
I'm eating dinner.
Well, then enjoy your dinner, but Molly would like to see you.
Molly. In L.A.?
Yes.
Interesting.
So she has something to discuss.
Of course she does.
Of course she does.
She wants to pump me for information.
Of course she does.
Again.
Of course. When you're by, stop by at the house. We can get you some food.
Maybe.
Yeah. And she closes off the connection.
Yeah, hang up on him.
He could just open it if he wanted to.
I think looking at the time, I think right here we should go to break now that Bazazel's back. I'm sorry we didn't get to everyone to get a whole bunch of shit in, but I'm looking at this scene. It's an hour and 5 in, and I'm looking at this scene going, we won't get a break if we don't stop.
Okay.
So I hate doing it because a number of people didn't get a scene, but
we'll come back and everybody will get time.
Yeah. So we will see everybody in 10 minutes. Enjoy the break, please. But no one knows how to talk to humans. It's okay. Welcome back, everybody. Before the break, Arizeth got some info from Molly. Ty got some hints from Asher, the police officer Jeffrey Black. And of course, Bazazel got to have his parting with Lucifer after seeing all the fun things Lucifer showed him. I mean, I'm sure it was a barrel of laughs with Lucifer. But as we ended, before we went on break, Bazazel had come in the door as the group had just gathered down in a bar. They'd just gotten their drinks. Bazazel, you do notice there's somebody at the table you don't recognize. Clark is not there.
Hello. It's nice being back. Where's Carsador?
I'm right here.
Yeah, I point at him.
And he actually lifts up his beer glass and gives a toast before taking a sip and setting it back down.
He was just telling us what it was like to die.
Oh.
Yeah. Our cryptics have had hits put on them.
Oh, he got.
And he got.
I'm sorry I wasn't here to help with any of that.
It was only a death. It's not like it killed me.
Yeah, but Clark had a family. I'm sure the loss of Clark Miller is going to cause them grief.
I suspect they're miserable, but I wouldn't necessarily say broken about it. I had tried to repair their familial ties, but it was a slow process.
I'm sure that didn't go unnoticed.
More just correcting a mistake. Clark left so many problems that I had to fix.
Good of you to do that. Who's this new body?
This is Phil. He was a hot dog vendor that Clark went to in Chicago with some regularity.
Are you not?
Hot dogs are good.
Yeah, you're not going to continue doing hot dogs?
Oh no, I'm continuing the hot dogs. I have.
He's been making them at the house.
Yeah, then you weren't a was, you are.
I suppose I am. Yes, but
And he cracks jokes now. It's hilarious.
Hilarious is objective.
show you objective and take another sip of my beer.
If I may ask, do you still have Clark's memories as well?
There's bits of him that made it across, and in exchange, I've lost some of me.
You being Cursador.
Yes.
Hence the sense of humor, too.
Yeah.
I can tell that there are pieces that I had that I'm now missing.
Mm.
Well, that's got to be very annoying for you.
Certain parts of the war that I used to know are suddenly gone.
Ironic. No offense.
I think it's more just I've added another human on top of me and Clark. And so...
Another condiment on the Cursador hot dog.
Mm-hmm. Relish, mustard, sauerkraut, the whole 9 yards.
I thought hot dogs came in like footlongs.
Relish is garbage.
Only if it's sweet relish. There's other relish.
Anyway, sorry to sidetrack us with hot dog talk. What else did I miss? Besides, threats on your being.
The barbecue.
Yeah, we had a barbecue at my house. I got a house. Yes, you missed a barbecue at my house. Don't worry, it's still summer. There'll be more barbecues. You can come.
And a pool party.
Anyone who was anyone was there.
And I can provide the hot dogs this time.
Yeah, it was fun. I do have a house now in the valley, and the kids are here now finally. And yeah.
Any progress with figuring out how things work here?
Yeah, it's all corrupt as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
LA is a shit show, and we're not referring to the humans.
Yeah. Speaking of, because Alice got almost jumped leaving Molly's place one night, found out who ordered that on you, Alice. The Lord of Murder. And
so Alice wasn't here when that name was first used. Can I make like a check?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can make a check. It's a legacy roll, of course. Mm-hmm. Always a legacy roll.
And then she's going to look to Philip and say, and of course, with yours, that the guys that came after you worked for the Lord of Murder and the Minister of Lions for the Blood Court.
Good thing I used a willpower.
No, something didn't roll right for it. It didn't roll. It didn't add your intelligence. Make sure you select intelligence with it.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Because it rolled one die. There you go.
Go around calling yourself the Lord of Murder.
Thank you.
The Lord of Murder is a slayer. quite insane from what you remember during the war. Not prone to being easy to predict because he was constantly, it almost seemed random, the stuff he did. But he had an agenda. It's just nobody could figure it out.
Did he spend much time in the abyss with us?
He was in there for a while. He left the
He's
abyss.
been out about 600 years.
Yeah, about 600 years ago, he disappeared from the abyss.
If nothing else, his subordinates do live up to his name.
And our Minister of Eagles used to be buddies with him.
So there's a strong chance that one of the courts is secretly running the other.
Oh, I don't doubt that at all. I am pretty sure that likely one of the ministers in our court probably might have even been behind the inception of the Blood Court. It just seems something that they would do.
It does seem like they escalated rather quickly, though, doesn't it? With Nabas, it's a hail of gunfire, and then with me, I get jumped by 3 fallen.
After our visit to the library.
There were 3 of them.
Oh, my path was altered as I traveled it. You can only do that from the start. So there was a 3rd when I left that probably sent me to them. I would assume another malefactor, but given how many are in this city, I don't know if someone else got eaten and passed the power on.
Well, I can tell you right now that the Fell Knight, the Minister Alliance of the Blood Court, she's a big fan of eating celestial essences. And likely is training her people how to do that too.
Very well. Not an ideal thing to hear.
Yeah. I'm glad we got there when we did before they could to you.
I prefer clipping the abyss as I got into Phil than that. Because I will say, it's still... I've never understood how something made of nothing can be so cold.
And the Blood Court's Minister of Lions also likes to hang out with the Infernal Court's Minister of Lions. And it seems that they do some quid pro quo stuff with hits.
So is there any within the supposed safer court that we can actually trust?
Are these even courts really at this point?
Yeah.
Like, do they do anything?
I think maybe the Minister of Dust, maybe.
So do we have any allies here? Anyone we can trust at least a little bit?
I spent some time with the Prophet. I wouldn't say if we could trust him entirely, but I learned some things with him.
Moody guy blames himself for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was at the cookout.
Along with the Slayer of Slayers.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep rubbing it in.
They were not together.
I was more surprised that he even showed up.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have taken him for a food individual.
You know, everybody's got to eat.
I mean, maybe the paths led him there.
I don't think it's always so much the food as it is the community.
Yeah. It's
the company.
that. It's that.
But I learned that there's at least several Earthbound in the area with Michael's sword.
Now, let's see. The Lord of Murder wasn't typically one that caused, like, natural disasters. No, that was another one. I'm going to roll Legacy to remember who did that.
Okay. See what you get.
I'm also going to use a willpower.
Okay.
And I'm using my specialty of recall and intelligence.
Okay. That's fine too. Use it all. Use everything. 4.
Mm-hmm.
The Great Beast. Belial.
The Great Beast.
Archduke.
Yeah. That asshole. He liked to do the natural disasters. Mm-hmm. So I imagine at least he's here too. So we've got the Lord of Murder, the Great Beast. Probably at least one other.
One other bad guy, so to
Yeah,
speak,
or
or-
Earthbound.
Oh, yeah, no, there's
because
definitely.
yeah, at least one other, because you also have been looking into things and having basically your shit used against you.
Mm.
So
The furthest we could see out was 2 weeks.
and with the Prophet.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Well, it was worth a shot.
Like I said, there are definitely multiple working with this or with the sword in particular.
Yeah. So, how'd your field trip go with Lucy?
Oh, it was, it was all sunshines and rainbows. I can count at least 7 times that he was murdered or accidentally killed while I was in his presence. A pane of glass fell on him and cut him in half. He was electrocuted by a power transformer. A tractor exploded and a tire flew and decapitated him. He was crushed by a window washing the last one, he was crushed by a window washer scaffolding. And 2 that were a little more eyebrow raising. He was shot in a drive-by and then shot again when caught up in a gang's turf war.
Were any of the situations around other demons?
It happened so quickly. It's, I guess, storyteller. Would I have any idea if that was the case?
I mean, you were there in each of those instances, and you didn't feel any lures being used.
Whether our kind were there or not, I can't say for certain, but I didn't feel any lures being invoked.
Then he's been cursed.
His whole, he said this started happening around the time the prison cracked. And his whole deal was just taking me through years and years of our kind being corrupt, torturing, murdering, doing all kinds of awful things, and justifying his need to call them for their crimes as they come about.
So even with a traveling companion, he's still a whiny twat.
He hasn't learned after this long. He never will.
He never will. He's stuck.
Nope. Damn lost cause.
So many are stuck. They're stuck.
Reaffirmed he's a pretty shitty father.
Oh, yeah.
Has some mommy and daddy issues. I did blatantly say, if you need a mommy, we have one right here. But
yeah. Yeah.
No, most demons, including me, are usually scared of her. So it'd be hard for anyone to do that.
Like Lucifer. Sorry, Lucy. But like he should be scared. It's not. What could I possibly do to him? Not a damn thing.
Make him recognize his feelings are invalid.
I mean, that probably, and that's probably what scares him more than anything.
I never wanted to invalidate his experiences because he's been here a long time and I could see why he was easily jaded if, in fact, he's being forthright with what he's experienced.
He's a great big ball of freaking trauma.
Yeah.
And he's stuck. He's stuck in a cycle of trauma.
I just kept trying to reiterate that there's a need to try and do good and not let these malintents try and, poop in the punch bowl. And
It is interesting that it's that the constant death cycle, the spiral, happened once the prison started cracking.
right.
So he went so long without any of that. And then all of a sudden that starts happening.
It's a pretty gruesome
Oh, I'm sure.
deaths too. It was very unsettling.
Seems like
I'm
it
sure.
provides a variety, which means that Lucy has probably felt quite a few instances of different types of death.
But he doesn't go to the abyss because he was never put there.
So it has no draw.
It literally, he just hops from body to body.
It says a lot about humans, doesn't it?
How so?
We have to hop into broken people.
Yeah.
And if Lucifer keeps doing it so often, like that weighs on you.
Oh, yeah.
Are these deaths happening more and more frequently as time goes on?
And more of us come out?
I mean, I don't know what it was like before I joined him, but it was there a duration between each death that I noticed?
No, it was random. But I mean, you were only with him about 2 weeks. That's a lot of deaths in 2 weeks.
But it wasn't like there was one a day or anything. It was
one day he died twice.
That was Boz, as I was saying. It wasn't like there was like one a day. There wasn't a noticeable like duration between. And he'd always jump. There always happened to be someone who died pretty close to where this happened. So not like he's just jumping into someone's body. Someone had passed that he inhabited.
Once or twice is coincidence.
Oh no!
No, this is definitely intentional.
This is designed.
I wonder if his strength is tied to the strength of the prison. Like if he is part of the prison itself. And once the prison cracked, he began to crack.
Oh, that's interesting.
A good theory.
Or it could also be because he was the first. He is intrinsically tied and structured above us all and could be experiencing every death that any body we inhabit goes through.
That's plausible. I'm wondering if every time he dies, one of us is released.
Oh.
Chicken or egg.
Because that is much more worrisome than the other way around.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
One and the same. It doesn't really, if they're one and the same, it just happens. It's not really a cause or effect. They just are.
But they're linked.
Yeah.
Alice, when you look into what can be, can you look for specific information within that?
I have to.
Or
it is too much information otherwise.
What sort of pattern is that exactly? Do you think you could learn more about it? Because a death cycle like that is concerning in a lot of ways.
I mean, if nothing else, he's chewing through a lot of damn people.
So there's a couple of things. None of them are exactly what you're looking for. We could go to a place of his death, one of the deaths, and kind of see what led up to it. Might get something from that.
As Nibos mentions that, Phil's eyes will just flick over to Druliriel, like, think you could chip in on that one too?
Well, I'm almost wondering if maybe Scythe Man wouldn't have an idea, because I also had the thought that maybe spirits might be linked to this too somehow.
If the souls aren't destroyed outright, potentially.
Well, I just mean like generally like around.
Oh, ones that witnessed and saw what was going on.
Well, that, but also maybe the cause. Potentially.
It's not unlikely. The dead seem to...
Like if there's just like a link with like everything that way, you know? But I don't know. The only one that would potentially have an idea would be Scytheman. So
What if it's a transfer? What if every death puts a little more of his power into his daughter?
His daughter hasn't been around that long, though.
Yeah.
He still could have been
Yeah,
saving
that's
up.
true.
I'm uncertain.
I don't think that lines up. Because I'm going to tell you, I know. I'm the one that created the Nephilim program. I know what they are. I know what they're capable of. That is why so many fear me. Because I did that during the war. He did it the way I originally designed it. With love. That was taken from me by my superiors and warped and twisted. But I had the blame thrust upon my shoulders.
So it just goes to show, once he stops following his plans, he actually gets somewhere.
Not only that, she is being raised with love.
I laid a little bit of a guilt trip on him for that. I don't think it was very
It
effective.
makes a difference because he has basically created a new creator. She generates her own faith. She has access to every lore. Who else was like that? God. That is what the Nephilim were meant to be, and that is what she is, Nephilim. That is why she is ageless and aged for her age. That is why she knows so much and learns quicker than any can. And so help me, if anyone thought to lay a fucking hand on her, I would absorb their essences so fucking fast. Because she is proof that my plan would have worked had I been let to do it.
Well, you don't have to worry about him getting near her. He just plans on going around.
No, of course he won't.
Calling demons who are doing bad things. But as I told him, I think he's just attacking symptoms, not the problem.
Is he sending them back to the abyss, or is he destroying them outright, is the question.
I think outright. Oof.
And honestly, if he's stuck, he should do it to himself.
Can he?
It's his fault. He's the one who has to fix everything, because if he doesn't, no one will, and it'll just get worse. Blah, blah, blah.
But then he talks about when he gets involved, things go wrong. So he's talking out of both sides of his mouth.
Because he doesn't understand.
I'm beginning to see how Raveners can get so fed up with everything so quickly. Do you think his daughter becoming the new creator will have any conflicts with the werewolf's Gaia?
No, I don't think so.
So while it seemed like an entity that was suitable for what it was, I would still think the daughter of the first would be more.
I can't make that call. I don't know. I just know what she is. She is a being made of love between humanity that had the spark of divinity, the spark of God, and the first of the first house. To actually give her access to that divinity.
Hopefully it will work.
Well, it better, because there's no more daughters of Eve being born.
Not to change gears drastically here, but I think it's worth me saying as well. One thing I may have learned that he intended is just what we already know after being here the few weeks we have been, is just the corruption that exists since Chicago that we've seen among the factions, the courts, all the structures of power and organized demonhood that there is, and all of them are just fucked. So whatever it's worth to you, I fucking renounce every fucking faction that there is. There's a different way. I'm going to find it. Because I think we're going to make it here. We have to live in harmony with humanity. We're not here to rule it. We're not here to cull it. We're not here to influence it. We're here to live among it.
Exactly.
We're stuck here. Might as well learn to get used to it. So fuck the fact.
August, there's someone that you need to meet.
Absolutely. Because Mars and I have, and you need to meet him.
Really?
Yeah, our Minister of Dust.
Good guy.
He's a good guy, and he's a reconciler, and he said exactly what you said.
I'm glad I'm not the only one then.
No, you're not, because I agree. I've told Scratch to fuck off.
Good.
I will not be his fucking poster girl. Especially considering he's working both courts.
Speaking of courts, you'd mentioned the Infernal Court's Minister of Lions.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll reach into his pocket, take out a quick pen and scribble something on like a paper napkin and just slide it so everyone can see. And it spells out the name Guan Li. The Minister of Lions is a cryptic.
Mm-hmm. And is known to be in association with the Minister of Lions that ordered the hit squad on you.
Well,
And
that's
then,
unfortunate.
and then someone else showed up at Clark's death. Also cryptic.
Yeah.
Look, the factions,
And then literally Arazeth takes the name and writes down Chenrizik, our Minister of Eagles. Literally, uncanny timing. But she looks to Nimbas, of course, with a fiend, that can sometimes happen. But not only that, he tried to put a bug on Mars's bike. A tracker.
Oh, yeah.
Arsador, I think they've made the decision that we aren't going to help them and that we know too much.
Then what we need to do is look for which other cryptics are being attacked.
The
Because
cryptics are vying for control of everything.
And they're trying to oust us because we're not playing along.
You know, with everything else going on here, that just tracks. With everything else, that just tracks.
It wouldn't make sense if they were the only ones not sticking their hands into the beehive.
Everybody wants to rule the fucking world.
Not enough just to exist.
Exactly.
This is outside of from what I've learned of the U2, this is outside the ballpark of what cryptics are focused on.
The faction has expanded what it feels it needs to do.
It's left its core mission. You can't fucking explore the secrets of the universe if you're ruling things. I think we mentioned before how they already are kind of getting control of other areas in the world.
They do have a rather widespread across the city already.
Clearly, with all the positions and power they have.
But we cannot be the only outliers. I'm certain of that. I'm certain there are others that we could band together with to try and pull some information out from all this hell and havoc.
There wasn't even anything that we did, though, to really show we were against it, that we know of.
I think it was just not participating that seemed to be enough for them. It's what it's feeling like.
That's too much shooting from the hip, from what I've seen of you two.
Well, that's what it is. We shoot from the hip until we land a glance, and then we refine from there.
Sometimes there's more than one way to be a cryptic. Sometimes you watch and observe, which I feel like is what they would, at least some of them would do.
And Ty here realized that the tracker that was placed on Mars's bike was police issued.
Yeah.
So our Minister of Eagles obviously has some connections within the police.
Means that we're all going to have to be doing sweeps of whatever vehicles or areas we're in.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do sense congruence to find the cryptic's next target?
Sure. Go ahead.
Is there any way I can help her with that?
You're specifically looking for the cryptic's next target. Yes, you can roll that.
Does that count as a danger thing since it's like they're attacking people?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, for the
specialty? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. It's the sense danger roll.
Because technically you could also be a target. So yes, it could be danger.
Yeah. Well.
5. Nice. By looking at the patterns of fate to see what may be, the cryptics are not targeting anybody. Yes, I chose that wording carefully.
Oh, please tell us that.
I know.
Please tell us that.
She will, but she's going to try something else first.
Okay.
She is going to, hold on, I got to find the lady's name.
Which one? And I'll tell you.
The head of the cryptics in LA.
Oh, that, I believe, if I'm remembering right, that's Anat.
Okay.
Lady Anat.
Regardless, you know who I'm talking about.
Yep, Lady Alat.
Yeah, I'm going to do another one with her.
Okay.
They say she's a
targeting.
lot.
I'll say it's not Lady Anat, is it?
No, it's Alat.
Alat. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's even better.
A-L-A-T. L-A-T. Alat. There's a hyphen in there, too.
That's an 8.
That's a lot of confusion.
And you're looking to find out What about her again? I want to make sure I get this right. You're muted.
Who she is targeting.
She is targeting absolutely no one in the next 5 days.
For anything at all, even if it's unrelated to this.
Nothing. No targets.
So it's not the cryptics. And it's not Lady Alot.
What do you mean?
They're not targeting anyone within 5 days.
I'm telling you, it's tied to the library. That's where the storyteller clarify, was it the Raveners or the Blood Court?
The library was where you're
with
told.
library.
That was where they met and got their mission. Now, you all have heard through, your time here in LA that the Huntington Library is also just generally a place where demons are allowed to go. But when the Raveners got their orders from there, that might tell you something.
The Raveners got their orders from their minister of lions or whomever that minister sent to deal with Carsador here at the library where we were seen at with one eye.
Okay, then I will do when's the next major event pertinent to us that will happen at the library.
That presumes you're going to the library, but
at some point, we'll go at some point.
You'd be better off phrasing it if you went to the library in the next 5 days.
What would occur?
What would be the congruence on that?
I had been thinking of going to see and talk to some spirits and just see if I couldn't figure out who exactly they got their order from, but
let's see what you get this time.
I'm trying to think of the best way to phrase it first, because now you have me second guessing everything. And my sick brain can't handle this. If it tries an attack.
I mean, you could go the other route. You could say, who are the Raveners planning to attack next?
Or who's the minister of lions of the Blood Court planning to attack next?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll do that one. I'll throw in the or murder guy too. Whatever he's trying to attack.
I will point out, be careful bringing in Earthbound. Every time you've put anything Earthbound related.
Yeah, he's an Earthbound.
I thought he was okay.
No,
he's the Slayer, but he's an Earthbound.
He's an Earthbound.
Okay,
so just address her.
Yeah, we'll do that then. That is still danger.
Yeah, the Earthbounds are stingy. All they provide is TV static for your rolls.
5. If no actions are taken to protect this individual, Drulariel will be targeted in 5 days.
Delirial. You're a lucky winner.
Well, I'm going to need a slice of pie.
Well, you get to stay at my place too.
Bosazale, after hearing that, is going to kind of look up, and I would like to use manipulate weather. I've learned from previous demons that creating a storm out of nowhere is bad. So I would like to start developing the requisite conditions to start having a thunderstorm come in 5 days, a pretty heavy thunderstorm. So I'd like to lay groundwork to actually develop the system for a thunderstorm.
Okay, you can use your initial. Go ahead and use your initial roll of it.
Nice.
You're slowly tweaking weather. You're going to do it over time so that it's not a giant change that would probably tell every demon in the city what you're doing. More subtle. Very, very good idea. I like that. 3, okay, you are laying the groundwork. Very little use of power, just a trickle, not a let's invoke everything.
Whatever pressures and wind system. Like I said, I'm not a meteorologist.
Shifting the Gulf Stream slightly,
Yeah. Something that's not like, what the fuck just happened here? Like, weather is weird, but like, this is extra weird. I'm trying to avoid that.
You're going to slowly shift a low pressure front closer,
Sure.
A meteorologist would be able to start predicting the weather.
I can scry her.
It feels like there's a but.
She may be able to detect it. But to be quite frank, I don't give a fuck.
Well, that's why I was concerned, because you sounded hesitant.
I'm not. I'm just saying that I can do this, but there are potential risks that she may detect it. If she's far enough away, she's going to have a hard time detecting that it's me doing it. But if she knows me or what I am, she'll know I'm capable of it.
Yeah.
Because it is something of my house.
If she is involved with any of the old zoo stuff, it might be better during the new moon or the full moon. Like Sheriff Black told us.
Yeah, that's right. When is that? She's going to actually say, does anybody know what the next moon phase is?
I look right in the boss.
Yeah, Carsador too.
She's the one that knows all the fucking esoteric shit.
Yeah, we'll say it's actually, let me look. I want to look here.
But nah, for anything in the stars, always check with a fiend.
Yeah.
They are the ones that put them there.
Nibas does nothing with the stars, so she just like
She's like, I don't know.
What are you looking
I
at
can
me
sense
for?
congruence on that.
Yeah.
I know
That's
who
when the
put
next
that
full moon
star
is.
up.
Look at an almanac.
Look at an almanac. I don't have one on me.
Intelligent science roll.
Next full moon is in a few days, actually.
Mm.
From when we are in the game right now.
Okay. Then I could probably do that with the next full moon.
Yeah, less than 5.
Yeah. But Mars, you're staying at my place. Philip's there too. You don't leave without one of us.
Buddy system.
Buddy
Why don't
system.
we all just stay there at this point?
Well, I mean, you all can. I've got the room for it.
Yeah, I've been out of pocket for 2 weeks.
Literally, she takes out a slip of paper, writes down an address there. And it's an address in Arcadia, which is in the valley.
Yeah, my last bit of residence was from scratch, which sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah, no. Ditch that shit.
My last residence was under a different body, so I have to start from scratch anyways.
Mm-hmm.
I could probably take up less space, but I'm going to go have to eat some questionable things.
That's fine. The mountains are right behind my house.
Not that kind of questionable.
Oh,
I mean, that almost sounds like an opportunity to go to the zoo.
yeah.
Not that kind of questionable either.
Okay. Well, you do have a cabbie that can take you wherever you need to go to get that.
Are you eating people?
No,
No.
different animals. Things that aren't on most menus.
Yep.
Oh,
Things
and
at the zoo are on most menus. What do
Yeah,
you
but the old
mean?
zoo doesn't
Right.
have any animals there.
Oh, you're right.
Things
you're
that
right, you're right.
don't look inconspicuous in houses are also not on the menu.
I mean, it's a shame that you can't just be some random bit of fire. LA seems to love burning with that all the time.
I'll add the lore fire to my list of things I want for Christmas.
Just find a devil that no one will miss and you'll get it just fine.
Can you actually control fire?
I cannot.
I mean,
Not
like
can.
devils.
I believe they were the ones to manifest the element. Yes, they were the ones that created it and decided how the atoms would move to generate heat.
Noted.
I only know what I do because I made many things, and you need heat to forge most of the time.
Anyone else wants to roll what I asked for in chat, in Zoom chat, go ahead.
Yeah, so can I actually use more of a wits intuition, since Alice is so attuned to patterns, to try and feel, instead of logic it out, to like feel
Sure.
out the pattern?
Sure. I like that
Cool.
one. Why not? Right now, we
Right.
have 4 from August, 5 from Arizeth.
And danger applies.
Could I argue perception?
Oh, it's also
Sure.
intuitive, so.
Okay.
Wow. Oh, that's a lot of dice for a 1.
I have a specialty
Drew's
for
so shocked. Drew, I was just gonna say, Drew's so shocked that she's next that she's distracted.
Yeah, 9 dice from the boss and 1 success.
Would my
Ouch.
sharp specialty count?
Sure.
You
Sharp
too, sir.
works. Mm-hmm. Okay, let me send
Okay.
the person who got the most.
That would be
Okay.
me. I got 5.
I got 5 on.
I got 5 on it.
See, I'm not rolling because weirdly enough, my intelligence is now different from the last time I had to roll it.
Oh. Welcome to Dumbville with population me.
I got 2. That's average.
Yeah, we're average people.
Better than I got.
That's why I argued for perception.
Yeah, perception is wits is where this one shines.
I'm also a cop, so it makes more sense for me to
have perception and wits.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I just got 4 in all the mental stats.
There we
It's
go.
fine.
Sent a message to Arizeth.
fancy.
And for chat, see everyone, this is why you don't play demon. You're overpowered, and then everything takes forever to figure out.
100%.
All right. Let's look at this objectively, y'all. First, they went after you, Nibos. You can see the future. You can predict things they're going to do. Next, they went after you, Carsador, master of paths. Quick reaction to things. Next, they're going after Delirial, who can travel in the spirit realm to get to places quickly.
And speak to the dead, which is another avenue of information.
Exactly. They are taking out our quick reactions and our predictions, or at least attempting to take out that first. They are going to try to take out all of us, but that's who they're working first.
So they're removing what they have determined to be their greatest threats in this group.
Yes.
They have a kill order.
They have a kill order. Fuck it, I'm gonna scry this bitch.
Wait 3 days.
Can't. Arizeth is pissed now. This bitch is targeting her people, and she's the mother. She's not having this shit. All right. The mother has a temper.
Yeah.
Can I use my intuitive specialty on the scry?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, you can. You can use intuitive for that.
And I will use a willpower. And I know my difficulty is 7 because I only know her celestial name.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, please give me something.
If it's movement based and after Delirial, I think I would be next. No?
Okay, so 4 successes allows the Scourge to hear everything that occurs around the subject.
Okay, I'm reading through what it does. So it lets you, detailed gains is based on your successes rolled. Yep. Visual image, you get a visual image.
Mm-hmm.
You get to see a distant yards equal to your face score, which I believe is 6. So you
No,
can
my faith score is more than that. Hang on.
I think it was 6 last I looked.
1, 2, 3, 7.
7. So you can see 7 yards around them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you can hear the demon's voice, or the one you're checking. 4 or more also hears everything that occurs around them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I can see and hear everything happening around them within that distance.
Mm-hmm. As you peer through it, got to roll against you real quick just to see if she picked it up.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll be
Against my faith score 7.
that's not. It's just straight. Going to roll perception awareness.
It's against my faith score.
Actually, the difficulty is 10 minus the level of power being used.
Scry's a level 2.
Yeah. Plus the difficulty of distance that I'm going to add in and whether she's distracted.
Okay.
So you won't know if she detected or not.
No, I won't.
Right.
And I honestly don't care.
She's in an apartment right now. You don't know where it is because you wouldn't see that because she's inside of an apartment. She is talking to nothing. There's nobody in the room with her.
No, she's talking to someone through the cell phone.
No, because you hear the responses coming from the room. She is, how can I put this? She is currently trying to explain why the attack, trying to explain that it is very possible that Clark is dead, though she lost 2 agents in the process. She did get word from one of her contacts that his body was there. So they succeeded before they died. And the one speaking back to her has a voice that sounds of grated stone. And it's coming from everywhere in the room at once. And it is currently upset at her that there's no confirmation and ordering her to get rid of their slayer next.
I want to roll a legacy on that voice.
Okay, go ahead. I will say the apartment you see, 7, nice. The apartment you see, it's run down. Paint's chipping on the wall and places peeling.
Can I hear anything like traffic outside?
No, but you do hear music.
What kind of music? Is it hip hop? Is it Hispanic music? What kind of music? That'll tell me neighborhoods.
It's rap, but it's being sung in Spanish.
Okay. So she's likely in East LA.
And that voice that you hear, 7 successes. I mean, that's a hell of a roll. The Lord of Murder.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any objects that you see?
Yeah, as I see it, because I can see around her.
You see
anything she appears to be looking at.
You see a picture on the wall of a guy you recognize. You don't just see from her point of view of eyes, you see the room.
Yeah, I see the room.
Right.
I see her sitting where she is talking. I see everything around her. I'm scrying.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a guy you recognize. You killed him the night before. Well, Taremthazel killed him.
The malefactor.
The Slayer.
The Slayer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A picture of the Slayer.
Mm-hmm. With a whole group of Latinos. All of them sporting gang sign, or all of them flashing gang sign.
She's going to say...
Covered in tattoos.
She's going to remark on the tattoos she sees on these gangbangers and the gang signs they're throwing up so that the cop here may get a read on where that might be.
I jot them down and I start to jog my memory.
Mm-hmm. So there's hip-hop music in Spanish, I think maybe East LA?
That's right.
And she's talking to the Lord of Murder. Sounds like his voice is coming from all throughout the room. I'm trying to see where there might be an object that she's directing her attention to.
Can you see around corners?
Oh, yeah, I can see within a radius around her.
I will tell you, when she says East LA, you know that the Nostra Familia is
That's
the
what I'm
biggest
wondering.
gang.
Does the tattoo match that?
If you describe it, yes.
I've described it.
Yeah.
Okay. Circle that on my notepad.
They are one of the biggest and most powerful gangs, actually, in California.
Yep.
That jives with what Alice had seen before, right? When we talked about it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you can see around corners, maybe see if there's anything to let you know what body she's in, like posters, books.
Oh, you can see the body she's in.
What does she look like?
She is a bit short, maybe 19, 20 years old. Gorgeous curvaceous figure.
Arizeth will literally describe this as she's seeing it.
Let me
Write
pull
it
up
all
to make
down.
sure I get the full description here. She's got bright green eyes. Her voice, though, is kind of quiet and soft. And she stammers slightly a bit, like she's not used to a lot of social discussions.
I want to look around to see if I see anything at all that seems out of the ordinary in this place.
Nothing's out of the ordinary, but you do get, you can get the apartment number.
Okay, because I was looking for whatever this Lord of Murder might be in.
That you can't tell.
Okay. Okay.
Arizeth, does she have any tattoos on her?
I'm looking. Does she have any? She doesn't.
She does have scars that you can see on
I'll note
on
those.
her on the top of her arms.
Mm-hmm. Because it's summer, she's probably wearing a tank top or something like a sundress.
Wasn't, but it looks like she's sweating profusely and had to loosen her clothes up.
She doesn't have air conditioning in her apartment. It's a rundown place. And she talks and she mentions.
Does she have any jewelry on?
No jewelry.
No jewelry. And I read off the apartment number.
Apartment 601.
Yeah, write it down.
Mm-hmm.
Arizeth, as a medical professional, are the scars self-inflicted?
I would like to roll.
Go ahead.
A medicine roll for that.
Go ahead.
Asking police questions.
I love it. And
getting a nurse consult.
Yep.
Yeah.
Will that be perception?
If that's what you want to roll, go ahead.
Okay.
Because you're physically able to see that area.
I got 2.
2? I will say even with 2, you don't think so. The coverage and some of the locations would be very difficult.
Molly told me she was a victim of abuse, so I don't think those are self-inflicted.
Could be defensive.
It likely defensive. Yeah.
I'd almost feel bad for her if she wasn't trying to kill you.
Yeah. No, she'll probably try to kill you too. Don't worry. I
mean, if she sends you, you're next.
She might have a record.
So maybe. That's
good.
Yeah.
Arizeth, as you're watching the scene, whoever she's talking to goes quiet.
Mm-hmm. And then I will stop scrying.
Mother.
She stopped, yeah. And she just stopped scrying because he hasn't said her name.
Arizeth, the mother.
What was his name again?
The Lord of Murder, but his other name, his actual name that you remembered from your various things. Let me pull it back up.
Yeah, because I did a legacy on him.
Yep. Is
Shitty
Does it matter if he already opened the connection?
Manish Tusu.
Manish Tusu, what can I do for you?
You remember me.
Of course I do. I remember much.
Serve me. Help me. And the attacks can
Or
stop.
what? You'll send your pet Fell Knight after me?
There are other things I can send.
I'm sure you could. I could destroy them too, just like I did her pets.
Isn't it better if we work together? I could tell you so much and teach you so much you've forgotten.
I'm sure you could.
I know so much that goes on in this city. I could make you very powerful, let you go back to what you used to do. Your experiments.
I remember those. I remember how those in charge twisted it too. So, no thanks, I'll fucking pass.
I am better as a friend than enemy.
I believe the last Earthbound I ran across said the same thing. You might want to ask him how that went. Oh, wait, you can't.
Do not push me, Mother.
Don't push me. Call off your dogs.
No.
Okay.
And he
Then-
severs the link.
You just cannot win, can you?
Azazel starts expediting a little bit more the storm he's been trying to reduce.
I only heard your side of this, but I think you did not have a very pleasant conversation.
No, that was the Lord of Murder.
I'm
He
gonna
was
guess the
he was
target's
able to
changed.
detect me. She was not. She was conversing with him.
And as much as you said, I heard something you mentioned about Earthbound. I'm certain he will still be far more of a nuisance than the last one.
Oh, I'm certain he's actually an archduke.
Does he seem upset with you?
Oh, he wanted me to work with him. And I said no. So how do you think he took it?
Lucy was involved in all those summonings. He might know what object.
Do we want to also start putting forth more efforts to finding that fucking sword? Speaking of objects.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm pretty good with a knife.
I mean, regardless, we're going to have to take out at least one Earthbound to do this.
Before it was gathering information. Now it seems like we're trying to consolidate power.
That might paint a bigger target on us.
At this point, what's
Like
the
we
difference of
don't
target?
have one now.
We have one, but we also don't have the sword. If we have a target and the sword, that increases the size exponentially.
Well, there are less powered Earthbounds also helping in the search for the sword. So if we find them and take out some of his minions, A, gets rid of some Earthbound, but B, will also help us get closer to finding it.
Is Aramel someone we can trust with the sword to keep
I
in
think-
his library?
I think Aramel is someone that we can trust to do what is in line with what the prophecies seem to be telling him. So
That
as long
means
as
no.
this,
I mean,
So
do
as
we
long
have
as
to
the
give it
sword-
to him even?
That means no to me.
Why would we have to give it to him?
We wouldn't
Can you
have
say
to.
that?
I'm telling you, if
No.
we find it, I will fucking use it on the Lord of Murder.
I trust you.
It's
I just,
Michael's sword. Even the Lord of Murder will think twice about that.
Well, he's looking for it, probably.
right. But once we're done with the Lord of Murder and we don't need the sword anymore.
I store it in the fucking armory in Aramel's place.
Right. But that's why I'm asking. Is
Can he be
Aramel
trusted?
somebody-
He can be trusted not to fuck with it.
yeah, I trust him to leave it be.
Yeah, he won't fuck with it.
All right, because that's very different from I trust him
That
to put it in the
space-
prophecies.
That
path.
No.
space was created to protect.
Okay.
That is what that pocket dimension is for. It is created to protect.
Can't people also, can't some of us create pocket dimensions of some sort at some point?
Yeah.
So
I used to be able to. Technically, I still can, but they're crude.
okay.
Do that.
Worst
then.
case, yeah. The sword's going to be a long endeavor, so
Yeah, start
maybe at a
brushing up.
time.
But literally, y'all can hang out at my place. Can help babysit my kids when they're out of school. Oh, God. Never mind.
That would be
They
interesting.
seem to get along with me just fine.
Not that it has to be right away, but I would like to speak with this person, this potential ally that you had mentioned.
Yeah, I'm actually playing a show there Friday or Saturday or something. So yeah, come along for that.
Oh, you're talking about the torturer, right?
Well, he's not that anymore, but he was that.
But formally.
Don't scare Bazazel.
I wasn't trying to. I don't think I'm the type.
So far, the only name I've gotten is the torturer.
That's why.
I literally am going to hang on just a second.
What is this person's name?
First off, she's going to say, Vahumano?
There's Eth.
Hey. I would like to introduce you to someone. Another associate of ours that you have not met yet.
Oh, okay. I like that. That's always nice to meet new people.
Bazazel, this is
Bazazel.
Vahumanu.
Echo with Arizeth right there. Like,
stereo, baby.
Nice to meet you, Bazazel. When you get a chance, why not pop over to West Hollywood and go to the White Rooster and they'll let you know where to find me.
Certainly. Pleasure.
Always like to meet new people.
Absolutely. Thanks so much. Sorry to bother you. I just wanted to give you a quick introduction.
Oh, it's okay. I'm just going over the protest we're planning tomorrow.
Oh, awesome. Do be careful.
Oh, don't worry. I'll have my protection with me, so we'll be good.
Good. Have a good night. And
if I'm able,
well, you're still in it with him.
If I'm able to pop over, who should I ask for? I'm assuming the name that I was just heard is probably not one to be thrown around.
That's probably not the best name to give everybody. Let me find the name real quick.
Johnny.
Written down here. Yeah, I think it was Jonathan Freeman.
It was nice and simple like that.
Jonathan Freeman.
Yep.
You just ask for Jonathan Freeman or just ask for Jonathan. I mean, if you really want to, ask for that blonde-haired little bastard that runs around the place. They'll take it as funny.
I can do that. Appreciate the introduction. I'm sure I will be by soon.
Nice to meet some new people. Always looking to expand everybody I know. Maybe I can get you to help out.
It's a possibility.
And as we close that out, Arizeth will tell him, yeah, the White Rooster is, it's innuendo. It's basically a gay bar.
It's a gay club.
Yeah.
You buried the lead.
Mars, are you or anyone in your band proficient at defending yourselves, or should I be at this concert as well?
Oh, right. I had completely forgotten about the whole double people together thing.
Yeah, because that was scheduled in 5 days.
Which that might be escalated now because Arizeth probably got that chick in a lot of fucking trouble.
I mean, my guess is that Arizeth might be the new target, given that he now knows
that may have changed. That may have changed the fate.
Although we'd be fools to leave Drulirial undefended and try to go after when we don't know which target is going to be who right now.
Yeah.
No, it would have just been me, and one of my band members is a friend. So yeah, probably. Yeah, if you're cool with coming.
Yeah, I don't mean any disrespect, but I haven't seen enough of Bazazel or you in any kind of defensive positioning. So I just wanted to make sure that somebody there was capable.
Well, I'm not. While I wasn't a fighter in the war, I'm not completely helpless either.
I could take care of myself, but I'm not great at combat protecting everybody in a space, if that makes sense.
As a police officer, I am.
As a scourge, I am.
I think it would be rather odd if a Grim Reaper could protect others. It seems like your job wasn't protection, but guidance.
I have a few tricks on my sleeve, but please come as Ty, not Matthew. If that makes any sense to you whatsoever.
I'll think about it.
Meaning, cop presence probably not necessarily welcome.
Oh, yeah, I don't wear the uniform anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. It's Matthew, not Officer Greaves anymore. Even though Sheriff Black is really pushing it.
I imagine in a city like this, he needs good people.
He's got a couple, but you can't float down the river on 2 sticks.
Right.
I guess my biggest advice to all of you is don't go through what I did. Dying sucks ass.
I
So
recommend
please.
working on getting some thralls, y'all.
Working on it. It's somehow easier to talk to people as Phil.
Good.
Do any of you need me to procure weapons, guns, things like that?
Yeah,
No,
probably.
I can make things if need be as well.
I'm no good with firearms.
Distance is usually best.
It'll start raining in a 2 to 3, 4, maybe 4 days. That'll be my firearms.
We totally tag team that so well.
Oh, I could also just get the bug zapper too. double lightning.
Yeah, I may stop off at Aries' place and pick up some things.
You wouldn't mind picking up the bug zapper?
I will pick up the bug zapper.
So one gun for Alice then. Easy list.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be grabbing some of that celestial armor again. If there's more than one set, I'll grab one for everybody.
Yeah, I am, I hate to say, honestly, better in close range combat, even though I am not particularly strong.
I can throw up a
Illusions
wall.
just tend to work that way.
Yeah, I can throw up a wall of air to protect people. I can literally attack. I can harm the body they're in. I can harm them if they're have taken their celestial form. But I don't do the damage, and she looks to Ty that you do.
Right.
Because what I am strongest at is actually healing, not harming.
I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
If it helps for all of you, there was one benefit to my death. I remembered a little bit more in how I move about the world because they used it on me and it jogged something loose. So believe me, we can get to many places. A lot more than I could even just a week ago. I promise.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing what happens when you're reminded of what you can do.
And I believe everyone has a plan going forward.
Mm-hmm.
So I think right here, everybody, we're going to end season 3 of Demon the Fallen. In case you all haven't figured out, the viewers, we will be back for season 4.
Next year.
Yep, it's going to be next year. It is in the rotation for World of Darkness Wednesdays, which means we will be back, which is a good thing. And to summarize John Wick, who hasn't even come out yet in this era, tell them whoever you send, I will kill them. I will kill them all.
That's
That is their
basically
plan.
that's basically Era's as call off your dogs or I kill them all.
Yep. Yeah, they have a fun time ahead.
Oh yeah, this is going to be great. Eric said might go splat.
I'd like to thank my players and the
You got
viewers.
rolls, you'll be fine.
I've given out a lot of XP this season, so I might as well give out 5 more. More than usual all season long. Look at that. This is the season of Shanky giving out XP.
Wow.
What the hell?
Any bonus for end of?
End of
Look, you're only
season?
supposed to be getting 4, and you've been getting 5
All right,
every
okay.
episode.
All right,
Come
I
on.
regret asking immediately.
I know. Good try. You're
I
trying
was
to get that
hoping to
extra.
get a boost up.
Right?
Yeah, you got one. You ate somebody.
Oh wow!
And of course, thank all my players and you, the viewers, for being here for season 3. This one had more of a sandbox feel. Going forward, all the seasons will have a sandbox feel as I slowly bring more and more of the end of days storyline into it. But we'll see how it goes, right? So thank you all for coming for this one. Please join us on our Discord. The cast of this show and the cast of all of our shows come directly from the Discord. So if you're over there, you might be able to see a casting call. I know we have none open now because we're about to go on break for the holiday season, but I do know there'll be some opening up after. Actually, there'll be one opening up before too much longer for a game run by our newest streamer on the channel that's joining our cadre of streamers. And I plan to open one up in the new year for another Shanky miniseries that I'm going to run. So please be on our Discord so you can be part of that. And of course, since we're to be taking a break from the holiday for streaming, we might actually get to do a Zoom hangout. Holy shit. Because we've been streaming Fridays and Saturdays. So both streams will be coming to an end. So we might actually get to do one over the weekend. Who knows?
Woo.
I know. Shocking, isn't it? Shocking. If you want to catch our back episodes, go over to our YouTube. That is where you can get the back episodes of this stream and all of our other streams. Not just Demon, but I mean, we've got so much content there. We've got multiple World of Darkness Chronicles. We got Mage. We got Werewolf. We've got Changeling. We've got, Demon, of course, Vampire, Dark Ages Vampire, which will be coming back in the new year as well after some other stuff gets run, because next up is Changeling. Yep. So you get to see the Changelings come back. We've also got third-party content. We've run a number of games. Dear God, we've run so many different games, 5 years of streams, over 500 videos. Man, we put out a lot of content. If you want to see some D&D or Call of Cthulhu, pop over to London Esoteric Society. That's where you can get our D&D and Call of Cthulhu content. I know Call of Cthulhu is also on holiday break, but it is planned to come back in February, I think, is when the Keeper of Arcane Lore will be bringing back some Call of Cthulhu. So just because she did 100 episodes and stopped for now don't mean she's done. Apparently, her and her players really love playing. So
They're going to skip ahead some time and have new characters come in.
Yep. We're going to get to see John Greaves Jr. Junior for short. Because, we got to keep that family line going. Just because. If you want to see some amazing content creators, check out our friends list. Like one of them down there at the bottom, Tyrem Tuzel, Revenus Archon. What you got going on?
Hi, everybody. I run TTRPG stuff on my own channel, mostly non-D&D stuff. I have one more episode of my Hunter the Reckoning miniseries because I wanted to test out the system. I've learned that they are severely underpowered compared to the rest of V5 World of Darkness. So I will not be running that again.
Humans are squishy and taste good with ketchup.
Humans are very squishy. But otherwise, you can catch me next Friday when I show the mages what's up when you deal with an entity that should not be in the Umbra, where they are most powerful. But otherwise, you can catch me here because I think I'm in every Wednesday stream. Unfortunately, like you are probably sick of me, but that's what you can find me.
Somehow we keep casting you. We're not sick of you yet. So not yet. We'll see.
It's all good. We love the WAD here.
Yep. and even your non-WOD. Eventually, we're going to get to go back to that Dune game that we scheduled eventually.
Mhm.
Yep.
The hard part's finding the schedule, because for those that don't know, our schedule is booked all the way out through spring already.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Really? I thought we were still like into. God damn.
No, we're booked out to spring.
Oh yeah, like March into May, and yeah.
Watch, we'll blink and you guys will be saying September
I
next.
know, right?
I know.
So much content.
Other amazing content creator right over here, Mischievous Red, who's sick, but still played with us tonight. Thank you for being here.
I hope you feel better.
I hope you feel better, but what you got going on your channel when you can find time to stream?
Like they said, I occasionally stream on my own channel at Twitch at Mischievous Red. Right now we're doing like mini painting and creative stuff, and it'll probably be that way for a bit because I'm on a creative kick. But when I go live, it's kind of variable because of life and illness and everything. So during the Discord, you can get notified when I go live.
Yeah. Now you can find out when all of our friends go live if you're on our Discord. Another reason to be on the Discord. We've also got Junie Von Esch. She's our Chicago Hidden City vampire storyteller. She also runs the werewolf part of our Queen's Gambit, and she has her own channel where she does Stitch and Bitch, and does a lot of creative things on her channel. So it's just a good place to hang out. And of course, Rerolls, where you will find Junie playing Mage on Tuesdays, and I think that's the only game he's got going at this moment.
Yeah, and I think in the new year they're starting up a new vampire story.
Yeah,
and Junie's going to be in that as well as Antera. And I think Inkblood Demon's going to be in that.
Man, so many Discord members were cross-pollinating our streams there. I was told never cross the streams, but apparently, we're doing it. So check out Rerolls there. If you want to get some studio merch, get some studio merch, whatever. I know we bring it up, but look, we haven't even cashed out yet because we don't make enough.
We've had the damn merch store for 3 years and haven't cashed out.
No, we haven't made enough. Look, we understand that not everybody wants to have a Red Rockets for Gaia or No Cowards Here or Camp Wish a Motherfucker Would Camp Counselor t-shirt.
I'm saving for a mug, though. I really like the Stein, the glass Stein.
Yeah.
We used to.
As soon as I'm not broke, I'll get
We used
some.
to have Steve Perry cursed my dice till Zazzle decided that you can't name it after Steve Perry because it's copyright, even though it's no relation.
Yeah, it's literally it's like a parenthesis, right?
Yeah. Trust me, I didn't want to get into that fight. So, and as always, everybody, if you want to support the players, bits and donations go to the players, not to the studio. It's a way for you to give to the players, of course. If you want to support studio, go to our coffee. You can subscribe on Twitch here to get rid of ads because everybody hates ads. Or look, we're going into Christmas season. Money's tight. So you can actually just go to our YouTube channel, like the videos, comment on the videos. It's free, and it's a way to improve our search, our findability, and it'll help us out.
Reply to the comments.
Yep. And I know Mama and I respond to comments quite a bit, so pop in there and, we'll respond to you. People ask questions all the time. Sometimes they even talk shit about me, which is fine too. I don't care. I can take it. And now I can let Mama give our rather brief schedule.
Thanks so much for joining us for the season 3 finale of Demon the Fallen, The Road to Hell. It's paved with the best of intentions. But yeah, Ariza's like, fuck it, I'm going to scry this bitch. And she's having a conversation with the fucking Lord of Murder. It's great. It's like, okay, well, Ariza's like, well, I'll get as much as I can before I get caught. Fuck it.
Nothing greater than chucking a random pebble and smacking right into the plot.
Yeah. So yeah, that was great. Leading into season 4 sometime next year when shit's going to hit the fan. It's going to be great. Great. All right. So coming up over the next week on Friday, we have Maddox here running the Queen's Gambit Changeling Splat for their 3rd and final Splat session. Yo. They literally landed in a fucking ambush.
Perfectly set up.
Yeah, perfectly.
Almost as if people through supernatural soothsayedness knew exactly where they'd be.
Yeah, exactly.
If Gus the Bulldog dies, I riot.
We all riot.
Hopefully you don't beat Mama.
Riot.
Look, Mama killed 80% of her players. If you try to beat that, that's called a TPK.
That's called a TPK.
I'm not going to try to beat anything. Now, if I match something, that's entirely coincidental.
Yeah, the only survivor of the vampires right there in the bottom right corner. Delirial. Conscious Celestial. Yep. Cozy Core, the only survivor of the vampires.
Yep. So that splat is finishing up on Friday. And of course, Ravnos will be here next Friday after this coming one with the last mage splat. And then the Friday after Christmas, Shanky's going to be running the Queen's Gambit finale. That's what we have going on stream-wise. We have no Saturday streams. The Wednesday stream is now done. We are winding down for the holiday season. But we're going to have a jam-packed January starting up right after the first of the year.
Look, I'd love to keep running streams all through the holiday, but I need a break, y'all.
He needs a break.
I've been doing Wednesday nights a long damn time.
Mama needs a break, especially as we get to midwinter. I'm going to need a break.
Yeah, I need some time off on Wednesdays because I haven't had a Wednesday without a stream in a while, other than maybe 1 week. But yeah, I need to take a break.
Yep. So that's it. We just have Queen's Gambit running on Fridays at 8 p.m. from now through the end of the year. Yep.
And hey, look, you got time to start catching up on the previous Queen's Gambit episodes. There's going to be 17 in total. We're on 15 next week. So 14 episodes, or this week is
it's 15.
15. So you got 14 back episodes. That's about 30 hours of video, 35 hours of video. Hey, you could catch that up. Come on.
Yeah,
not that bad.
That's nothing.
That's
It's a weekend.
Watch it at
Rookie
1.5 times speed. You get it done quick.
Yep. It's not like I'm telling you to try to catch up to all 100 episodes of Windy Cities or all 100 of Call of Cthulhu. That'll just take too much time. So definitely catch us for that. And as always, when we end the stream, everybody, mental health, it's not a joke. It's not a laughing matter, especially right now, this time of year. We're going into Christmas and we're also going into winter. Not much sunlight. So seasonal affective disorder gets into everybody.
Also, holidays are rough on people that have dealt with loss of loved ones. Holidays, it's hard.
The stress of how much money you spend on the holidays, and then you try
too.
to play afterwards like, damn, I didn't have that money, but you did it anyway because you're trying to give. But so please check in on friends, especially ones you haven't heard from. Make sure they're okay. A lot of people aren't in the holiday. And if you suffer from mental health issues, I want you to reach out to your support network. And while I understand you can't, I still want you to try. And if you're in crisis or you don't feel you can reach out to those around you, in chat's a list of numbers. You can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There will be a professional on the other end of the line to help you out and to help you through what you're going through. Because look, mental health is health. And while it is okay to not be okay, we still want you to take care of yourselves and to get that addressed. So please. And if you're not in the U.S. or you watch this on YouTube, go to findahelpline.com. Put in your country, get the helplines for your country. Please take care of yourselves. And now Mama can give her part of the outro.
Yes, please do get the help you need. And it's okay to not be okay. And you are worthy, even if you're not as good as others may expect you to be. So take care of yourselves. And also, make sure you get fucking vaccinated while you can. I am a registered nurse, and I am terrified what the new administration is going to do to our healthcare. Amongst other things, our new administration that's coming in January may do across the board in our government. So please get your vaccinations while you can. Get your COVID booster, get your flu shot, please. As holidays and holiday parties and hanging out with families and stuff, the crud fucking spreads, y'all. Fucking get vaccinated. And also, drink your water, take your meds, get sunshine when you can. I know it's rough with these short-ass days, but try to. And get checked out when you need to. Get your physicals, your checkups, stuff like that done. Please, take care of yourselves. Mind and body work together. They really do. And lastly, if you voted for the administration that's coming in January, or you voted third party as a protest vote, or you decided to abstain when you were eligible and able to vote in the U.S. elections this past November, get the fuck off our channel. If you're in our Discord server, get the fuck out of my community there. You are not welcome. We are not here to entertain you, and you can rot. Said from the bottom of my heart. Have a good night.
And thank you, everyone, for season 3. See you in season 4, in this outfit at least. See you in other games later. Good night, everybody.